It's time now for a look at this Friday's French newspapers with Nicholas Rushworth, our press reviewer, and he's here now. Thank you for joining us, Nicholas. Now we're going to start with a look at the left-wing daily Libération.
Indeed, and of course, Christmas season is upon us. Some cheer, but also worries. Am I going to be able to get to where I want to be? And that's a big debate in France at the moment. Is there going to be transport? For example, Roissy Airport, Charles de Gaulle, are you going to be able to get there? And that's the front page of Libération.
I certainly want to know. I'll be going there in a few days as well.
Me too. And there you can see the headline, Sarkozy dézingue la grève. I couldn't figure out what that word meant at all, but I looked it up online, and it
means... Quite an unusual one, yeah.
Yeah, knocks out. Sarkozy knocks out the strike. And basically what's happened there is that President Sarkozy has moved to ensure that a strike by private security staff is knocked on the head. Christmas flights are guaranteed, so that's good news for passengers. Of course, the paper is a left-wing one, so it's taking the union's side. The security staff at the airport there want more pay. The paper's editorial, Libération, is saying, well, the president is campaigning on this. Hey, in the primetime TV, yes, he's knocked this strike on the head, but he's also visiting the homeless and giving them food handouts.
So he's using Christmas as a bit of an advantage there.
Yeah, one of the three papers, 20 Minutes, also is headlining on that story with the headline, requisitioning police to deal with this protest action is just another example of deregulation in union management relations in France.
OK, well, now Le Monde is using this strike breaking to take a look at some rather surprising aspects of life in airports.
Well, in a kind of bizarre coincidence, this feature in Le Monde says that there are actually 100 homeless people at Roissy Airport. You can see Terminal 2 is a kind of their fixed abode, if you like. Now, of course, no sign of Sarkozy at the airport to give them any food. The paper there reports that several characters have been there for years, up to 10 years, and one of them is from the Central African Republic called Aristide, and he says, well, hey, being here, I'm stuck, and it's a bit like going on a round-the-world trip because you see all those passengers come and go. So
it must be perhaps a bit frustrating, though, if you can't go anywhere. But very interesting. I had heard that before, that airports can become a bit of a home from home for people who haven't got anywhere else to go. But we're going to stick with Le Monde because their front page editorial is looking at one of our top stories this morning, the ties between France and Turkey and the problems.
Well, Franco-Turkish relations are the headline in all the papers this morning in France. Now, this is the editorial on the front page of Le Monde, Ankara's anger at Paris. And its editorial there, you can see, Les lois mémorielles ne servent à rien, hélas. And that translates as, this kind of legislation on historical issues serves no purpose at all. Now, it argues that it's not for legislators to rule on what is history. It does not protect the memory of Armenians in France. There are 500,000 in the country. That's an extraordinary number. And it says the negative effect of this, that it's creating a standoff with Ankara, and the editorial in Le Monde is saying that is absurd.
OK, well, Le Parisien, on the other hand, is looking at rather a different story. The French are the king of the kings of the blues, not Les Bleus, the football team, but the blues as in depression.
Well, not Les Bleus, the football team, and not even funky music, Lorna.
No.
So, but
it really is a sad story.
The king of blues. Lots of the papers this morning are like optimism, pessimism. It's trying to gauge that mood before Christmas and the holiday season, New Year, what's going on. So Le Parisien, Aujourd'hui in France, is saying, hey, the French are top of the table. They're the most pessimistic in the world. There you can see Les Français, rois du blues. So there were 51 countries surveyed, and one of the articles inside the paper is saying that, well, look at Africans. They are much happier in the league table of happiness, and it quotes in one article Nigerians in Abuja saying that they're convinced that next year, 2012, will be much better for them. Now, there you can see that article, La Balade des gens heureux, and that, of course, prompts a cartoon in the paper, which I thought was very entertaining, and it comes back to sort of obsessions in France about its AAA rating. You can see a person from Nigeria there asking Mr. Joe Dupont, why are you so pessimistic? And the cartoon character replies, well, hey, Nigeria doesn't face losing its AAA rating. So, of course, those economic worries are paramount as the French go into Christmas.
OK, well, thanks very much indeed, Nicholas, for that look at today's French newspapers.